Hello everybody and welcome back to another Chill Sunday stream. Hope everybody's doing well. So even though our game today is Jusant, which is not what you're seeing on screen, I wanted, before we did our Staxel stuff, to just do one quick thing in Cavern of Dreams, because I realized that there was a way to do something I was talking about during last stream. So I figured we could take a look at that quick and then make our way into Staxel. Hello and welcome, merchants. Hope you're having a chill and lovely Sunday. I'm gonna... You know what? I am gonna do that. Merchant says, I am so far. I hope your day is going well too. It is. I'm doing well. You know, as well as I can be with times that we are living in. Because they are what they are. But yeah, I am in Cavern of Dreams because I wanted to show off one thing quick. Last time when we played, I had a question about healing the giant, and I missed something very obvious in hindsight. So I am gonna take care of that. Where is... I think it's this one. No, it is not that one. And is it this one? Yes. So there was a pathway in one of these. I believe it was this one that took us to the airship. Nope, not this way. Hello and welcome, Jaguar. I hope you're having a chill, lovely Sunday. Glad you could join us. Always glad to see the kitty in the box. We are very, very quickly popping back into Cavern of Dreams to finish one thing that we forgot to do, or didn't know we could do, and now we do, so. So we can grab this healing potion here, and bring it back with us. Then I just gotta remember where the sewer pathway is. This way. Sniffles the giant. Sniff, whoa, that worked. That stuff worked. I could just jump for joy. In fact, why don't I? And that shatters this doorway open. That we couldn't get into before. Hey, Jalek. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a chill, lovely Sunday. Now I just gotta remember where that door was. Might be on the upper floor. Jalek says, I'm good, had a friend over, drank some tea, and played some video games. Heck yeah. I guess it wasn't up here then. It's not that way. Maybe it was in this room. The dim lighting. Yep, here it is. There's an out-of-bounds ball. And then there's this little doghouse thing. Dear Diary, Papa is stuck and won't move. He's very cold, got scared, and cried. But a nice person named Sage came along. Sage is much nicer than Papa, and they can make cool stuff like a big dragon. I want to make a big dragon too. Sage is so cool. Dear Diary, Sage has been showing me lots of cool things. I've been paying close attention. Today I made a really cool thing to show them. It's a bat that sets on fire. Whoosh! And it cries, but Sage didn't like it. They said it was cruel. I will keep practicing and I will make something Sage really likes. Dear Diary, I made Sage really mad. I made a super cool world full of wicked awesome monsters that never die and attack anyone who gets close. And I spent a lot of time on it. But they said it was unforgivable and put me in this place. Please come back soon, Sage. I'm sorry. So that is the antagonist of this game's diary. And that's what you get for curing the giant. And with that, we shall leave this game here. The kid is the rival from the antagonist character from this game, and Sage is the character who sends you on your quest. So Sage adopted him, and after whatever creator he had clearly abandoned him, and then he was creating destructive worlds, unlike Sage, who was creating worlds with joy and beauty. But yeah, from here now we can move back into Stacksville. But I just did want to share that off before we wrapped up. So Staxel is loading up. And welcome back to Staxel. Jalek says that they drank some oolong and played first Unrailed 2, a game about building train tracks, and later played Up, a roguelike restaurant game. Which oolong was it? Was it the one we talked about earlier? You're unsure if you are able to say on YouTube. It is something involving ducks and pooping. So this was our portal to Cavern of Dreams. Jaguar says, I don't know that game, but Oolong I do know. Are you a fan of Oolong, Jaguar? So the question now becomes, what do... You still don't know why it's called that? It's supposedly the story is that the region that was originally grown in, that type of oolong, said they used the duck poop as fertilizer. And that's what gave it its signature flavor and smell in order to prevent other locations from stealing the plants. And so it's kind of taken on that name since, supposedly. But it is delicious. You know what? For this game, why don't I make one of the dragon eggs? Let me see if I can. Okay, Cavern of Dreams. Image. Alright, we're gonna try to make the egg from Cavern of Dreams. Staxel on Sundays with the community is so nice. Music's great. I know I say this almost every time, but the stream is on, but it's true. It is true. I thoroughly enjoy it. If I didn't, I wouldn't keep doing it. Doug says, enjoy your game and stream, nerds, or else. Hidden kitty. Oh no. The kitty is hiding. Thanks so much, Doug. I hope you have a good day as well. I think the closest to the blue that we're gonna get, because we want this blue basically, but without the line through it. And I think the closest we're gonna get is if we use this, unfortunately. And then for the starry parts, I guess I can use the yellow version. Okay, and then the egg can stay kind of at this wideness, but we need to add some stars on it, or the spots that the stars would be in. We don't need it to be full stars, just have the color represented, I think. Keep it simple. Maybe go up one more and then we can taper it down. Maybe replace you with that. And then and there we go. Little dragon egg. I think that's good enough. And then we have our new game. And truth be told, I am not entirely sure what to make as our portal for the next game. It's a game about climbing towers, like a giant tower. And it uses a lot of like grip and climbing mechanics. I'm thinking kind of akin to, say, Breath of the Wild. But I can't really speak for certain. Let me see if I can find anything for what would make a good portal from some images of the game. Not really seeing anything portal-like. But if we're going to be climbing into the clouds, maybe a portal of clouds. Maybe that's just the way we do it. So go high over the mountain. Somewhere over here. How did I do it last time? Do they not let you just free float clouds anymore? Did they change that? Because we still have this one, which we built, which was to our first game. Hello and welcome, Il. Hope you're having a chill and lovely Sunday and glad you could join. And this was held up with clouds in the center. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what is keeping that blue intact. Unless, oh, I must have placed clouds inside of here. But I don't think the game lets you just free float clouds anymore. Which, to be honest, makes me kind of sad. But what I can do is kind of position myself right. This might work. Actually, I know I shouldn't do it with the cloud blocks. If I stack up like this with a block, like this, we can get super high up. we can put a single cloud block on top. And then everything breaks. Except the cloud block. And then we can take the digital blue blocks. And put it inside. And there we go. Now, I might do something now since this was really quick. I might want to build our monument now. No, you know, we'll do that after. We'll do that after. But I already think I know what I want that to be. And I think I'm just going to place the beginnings of it now so I know what I wanted to do later. Okay, and then It is a really nice rain effect. Okay, I know I said I was gonna do it next time, but I'm actually kind of like here and into this. And it wouldn't be the first time we did things a little backwards. Okay, so that leads to the top of the portal. And then I kind of want to just have it so that there's basically the remnants of a tower kind of thing. That would lead all the way to the ground. Or heck, it could just be free floating, but look like it's the top of the tower and it's mysteriously just chilling up there. I think even just leaving it like that as the monument on the portal, I think is really, really cool. But yeah, with that said, let's move on to Jusant. As we head through our wormhole. And we are here, arriving at our new game. Jaguar says, oh wait, I just realized now going through the wormhole that I may not have random facts associated with anything in this game. That's okay. That is entirely okay. A French nautical term for a receding tide. And now you know where the title comes from. Jaguar says they learned a new word today. Yay! How does an anchor in the middle of the desert? That means this desert was an ocean. There are ships. The genre of this game is action climbing. Are those seagulls over? Wow. And there's the tower that I was talking about. That's a big tower. Crab. You kind of want to play this game on your own at some point. Would you all mind if I set this one up? I mean, you do what you want to do. At the end of the day, if you feel like it'll take away from your experience. Is the game volume good enough compared to my voice, by the way? Chapter 1, Daymar. The game is slightly too loud, which is hilarious because I can barely hear it. There we go. Is that better? Okay. Let me just edit one thing. Alex says, I think I'm gonna go now. See you all on the server in next game. For sure. Have a good one. Alright. So there are collectibles. I don't know if there's gonna be a checkpoint system or you gotta get it all in one go. So I think we can get going. Oh, you literally have to, like, switch hands. So the way it works is you start with one hand. So I picked L2, so it's my left hand. And then I reach up, grab with R2, pull up L2, pull up R2, pull up L2. That is cool. Cyrus, hello and welcome. Hope you're having a chill, lovely Sunday. Cyrus says Deep has arrived. The Lisan Al Gaib is here. Cyrus says just played Dead Space Remake. It was a solid game, not gonna lie. I have never played Dead Space, so I hope you had fun with it. But what did you enjoy? Jaguar says, everything okay, my feed has been about... Jenny, I don't know what on my algorithm got it stuck on that, but now it's on loop. I have to watch the whole performance because I don't even know Jenny. What is Jenny? Cyrus says don't play it if you panic or get jump scares. Okay, not gonna lie, this mechanic is wild. Like... I actually feel like I have to think about my movements as opposed to... Oof. So now what I'm kind of wondering is, like, is there multiple paths up this thing? Like, because I see a little anchor point there. I mean, it looks like that area is climbable over there as well, potentially. So part of me is like, could I have gone a different route? Is there only one way up? Jaguar says, I think she's a K-pop singer and there's trending dance or something, but one clip that covers keep popping up that 6-second thing is stuck in my head. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. I don't follow K-pop, so... Cyrus says, I cannot play first-person horror games because that shit makes me panic. Because the field of view in the first person, so to speak, so the horror is just more visceral. Yeah, because it's literally in your face. I'm like, where am I trying to head to right now? Because it won't let me grip these. Oh, there's a path up this way. Another sleep, turning over stones of the old delta. Harvest. 2 belayed station parts a good catch. That should be enough to reopen the route to the old cape. Otherwise, it's all smooth sailing. A couple of old lanterns. I think I can revive. Folks used to throw this stuff away. Oh, and I finally caught an old knitting machine for Enio, who's been asking for one for cycles. Not in great shape, but we should be able to tinker with it. Still not sure how I'm going to haul it up to low tide, though. Note to self, stop doing business with Rem. All he does is dismantle my discoveries and sell them for parts in the Heights. He claims to be a repairman, but he's nothing but a foam salesman. That's what. Achievement unlocked. First contact. Read a letter. Alright, so now that I know what that's all about, my question then is... Does the order in the game, like, is there a way to tell how many I should be getting in each chapter without looking up a guide? Does not seem like it. Alright. We'll do the best we can. Hold to place... Are we repelling right now? Oh my goodness. Okay, reset, reset, reset. Okay, was not expecting repelling. That's pretty cool. Is this where I was? Yeah, this is where I was. The game must want me to... do one of those. Ooh, item. Physics are fun. This is... Cyrus says, I played the first-person Resident Evils. That has me lose my shit. I enjoyed 8. Glad they made werewolves scary in that game. Achievement unlocked, listen to a shelf. And I love the story in 8 in terms of the origins of Umbrella. I haven't played a Resident Evil since 3. Like, the original 3, not the remake of 3. Bill says, put in the cheat codes. There are no cheat codes, Ill. Can't put them in. Cyrus says, Oswald E. Spencer is a massive white supremacist asshole who exploded a woman's research who lost her child to the Spanish flu. The main villain's motivations was not the typical eugenics plot with Resident Evil. Jaguar says it sounds like something that could have happened IRL. It kinda does. Cyrus says, I like how in the game it's clear Oswald was such an asshole. His family had stock in the British East India Company. That's how Spencer family and Resident Evil got its wealth from. Of course, the main villain in RE8 was sad, because all she wanted was to bring her daughter back, and it was an accident. She got exposed by the virus that gave her immortality. Did 8 just come out? Is that what happened? Because didn't 7 come out not long ago? Is 7 the one with the giant tall lady and that house with the family? I know I saw clips of that. RE8 kind of explains Spencer's God complex for that would shape the entire evil, no pun intended, in the Umbrella Corporation. Yeah, I didn't even know 8 was coming out, TBH. Merchant says Resident Evil's too spooky for me. It's not too spooky for me. I actually liked it when it was a little spookier. I feel like everything I've seen from Resident Evil 4 on, it kind of lost a spooky factor. Yeke, how are things at the sawmill? Business has been slow at the restaurant. Almost no one came to the last music night, even though people are climbing down from all over. I know we don't play shells anymore, but still. I was thinking at adding scaffolding to the side of the upside down cliff might help steer passerbys this way. I miss seeing a packed patio. Can you take care of it? I checked with low tide and everyone agrees. Hey Mo, listen, these things happen. I hope one day you'll ask me to do something besides taking boats apart to make ladders. Like I'm free for a romantic dinner for two. Anyway, all good for your scaffolding since the village approves. I don't have much wood to choose from. After that new path to get to the plane, I had to build, but I still have a wreck or two left over. I'll get to it when the currents allow. I owe you one thanks, you're the best. By the way, do you ever run into old Sanja? I think she's rummaging around in your area right now. If you see her around, do you mind telling her I need a new hob for my oven? Mine's taking on water. In the meantime, set sail for the restaurant. I'm not sure how romantic it will be, but we can always share a half-cooked meal. Cyrus says Resident Evil's basically eugenics is shit and terrible and bad. Stop doing it. Jaguar says catch me and Merchants playing Animal Crossing instead. Yup. No spoopy. Merchant says I had a recurring Resident Evil nightmare in grade 2 for like half a year. It was the worst. Cyrus says GTA 4, I will argue, is a revolutionary game for its subject matter, because it was the one GTA game that took its actual satire of immigration and war and terror in the US was in 2008. True. That nightmare was an omen on the apocalypse we are living in now. Yep. So, for me, I feel like Resident Evil, when it got to Code Veronica, it got really silly. And then Resident Evil 4 felt too action-oriented, and it took away, like, the puzzle and collection aspect. Like, having that small inventory and having the, having to choose when you saved, I think was a great benefit. As well as I think the shortness of length in 3 and 2 and 1 really benefited it. You could play through that whole game in a few hours if you knew what you were doing. And after 4 kind of took it more in the action direction, I think 5... 5 kind of made me lose interest. I never had any deep desire to play it. I didn't even know 6 had come out, and the only reason I knew 7 came out was because the internet started making memes about that really tall woman. And, yeah. That's my history with Resident Evil. I've wanted to play the remakes of 1, 2, and 3, because I always thought Nemesis was a really cool villain in 3. King Cyrus says Resident Evil gave birth to third-person shooters. where does the game want me to go? Oh, does it want me to start latching onto those? Yep, that's where it wants me to be. No. Grip up, grip up. Grip up. There we go. Is there an item around here? What does that do? Oh, that lets me rappel back down if I wanted to. I don't know why I would, but good to know. Oh. It wasn't until I started my shift to prepare for the crossing that I realized it's my last crossing to supply for Morelia. After that, folks will have to make do with what they have. What I wouldn't give for things to go back to the way they were, seeing smiles on people's faces, the little ones climbing the cliffs and diving into the waves, and us water fishers learning to fish again. All the things the old folks tell us about sleep after sleep. But enough of this yearning for old times. I've got a desert to cross, and a caravan to prepare. It's not going to prepare itself, if only. Merchant says this is making me consider watching a Resident Evil playthrough on YouTube later, safely away from directly playing it. I mean, that's probably the way to manage something like that if you have a fear of it. Cyrus says Nico Bellic was a freaking king. I will say that his commentary on US inequality was amazing. Rockstar was cooking some messaging in that game. I feel like going from 3 in Vice City into 4, the game really shifted into getting its stuff together. If you know what I mean. Yo, we are very reliant on these ropes. Merchant says, love the climbing animation style for this game. Honestly, I feel like without playing it directly, you kind of don't understand what it feels like. Like, I feel very much like I have to hold one of my trigger buttons as if I'm holding on for my life. Like, I'm gonna just pull the controller up, right? This is... I have to control by reaching up the control stick. Then I switch grips. And I'm climbing kinda like... How do I... Yeah, I'm on camera. So every time I grab... And like right here, it's best to switch hands so I can reach up more. And then... Normally, I don't really put my hands on, like, the controller on camera, but I feel like this kind of warrants it, just so you can understand what it looks like from my end here. I'm not gonna keep that the whole game, but like... Just so you can get a glimpse of what it kind of looks like playing it. And, you know, it's so simple too. I'm surprised no one's actually done this before. Or that at least it's not something I have seen commonly. In terms of like a climbing and control screen, because usually you're just holding a single button and then kind of maneuvering your way up. And something like the ladder you kind of feel a little more loose with. Complete a cairn. Okay. Does the game want me to go outside or inside? Merchant says GTA 4 was solid. I recently watched a playthrough and it reminded me how good that game's story was compared to GTA 5. Cyrus says, to be fair, the treatment of black characters written better, and that's because I heard the voice actors put more input in terms of the voice acting. Dwayne and Playboy weren't stereotyped. GTA 5 was just, I don't know, the white dudes in the game were annoying, and they had, especially the main characters like Trevor, dude, I don't know, it's just me. GTA 4 worked because Nico was seeing the US from an immigrant experience, and I like that. And he got the criminal underworld, but you understand why Nico did. Merchants, when you're saying you understand, you're understanding the grip mechanic, right, that I'm describing? Like, when you're grabbing upward on a ladder, you can very easily swap from left trigger to right trigger and, like, pull yourself up. But if you're reaching for a grip, you literally have to wait until your character reaches over, and it kind of doesn't click until you grab onto it. And I feel like if you let go, it would just drop you. Lynn's gone to the heights to ask to extend the site. With the boss gone, the wind's gone out of our sails when it comes to digging. It's not such a bad thing. Lifting boxes, crates, and barrels is my area of expertise. But shifting their old stones, at the slightest pitch and roll, everyone's knees start quaking. Anyway, I was just getting used to the idea of working with archaeologists, making myself useful again, and already the work's dried up. I doubt it'll start up again. I don't see how we can move forward. How about you? How are things in low tide? Is Dee Dee still refusing to go to school? My love, I'm so happy to hear from you. We missed you so much. Dee says, I'm homeschooling her and I'm very much out of my depth. Do you remember the names of all the religions of the tower? I don't even remember learning that. I gave Dee a homework assignment about the old altar to keep her busy for a while. She's supposed to copy the design. I ended up going with her. It'd been ages since I last ventured behind the village. I'd forgotten how dark it is. But you know, Dee, she's gutsy, and she's enjoying diving into the past just like you. Speaking of which, have your archaeologists finally found out how tides work? They've been digging for a while now. Get it? Do you know when you'll be able to come back up here? So there's a thing for the letters. I don't know what makes up the gallery, but how do I know if I'm getting all the collectibles or not? Am I supposed to go further in here? It doesn't look like it. I guess I have to head back outside. Hey Bianca, you must have cast off for who knows where. I went back to the poster relay, still no water, surprise, surprised. Sully and Faz are still sorting through everything by hand, and I've gotten roped into helping with deliveries. Me on Pebbleback? You can imagine what a sight that is. Even I'm laughing at myself. Still, why not, eh? It's a fresh start, and I quite like seeing the world as the mail comes in. Well, it would be nicer if this damn pebble would just change course when I ask it to. I'm telling you, it's stubborn, worse than whole yum. Honestly, though, what a nightmare. Anyway, I'm gonna miss the tide at this rate. I left your mail by the door. So this seems like this is a world that, at one time, definitely had, like, a vast ocean thing going on. And now we've just got deserts. But my question is, what's up with this tower? Because the tower seems to have coral in it. And part of me's wondering, like, what the tide is. Is it, like, a massive flooding? Or... And just to show off the mechanic one more time, if I'm on a ladder, right, I've got my controller here. I could just literally hold up and swap, and bam, we're at the top. But if I drop, I drop. So if I'm like halfway up and I let go, I fall. The only thing keeping me up at that point is the rope. Oh, I gotta keep an eye out for things. There's a letter over here in the rubble. Hey Bianca, how are things down there? I hear your boss sailed off into the horizon. Good riddance. I never liked him anyway. Things here at the hut are pretty quiet. Not many people stop by these days. A seasonal job When there are no more seasons, I'm starting to get bored. I can tell you because I've started scratching letters. Tell me something to distract me, won't you? Oh, Emmy, I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah, I'm about as useful as a buoy on dry land, but no surprises there. You've been gone for a while, so maybe you don't know, but everything here's closed except for old Ennio's shop. Did anyone else see that mouse on the screen to the left? I don't... Was there a mouse? Did I miss that? Bassa tried to convince him to leave with him. Remember Bassa? The little terror at the back of the classroom? They got caught in quite a gale. It was amazing. No one dared try again since. Do you think they're going to keep you on if people stop coming by? You might be seeing more folks soon, though. I came across a classified ad. They're mounting an expedition to explore the crow's nest. I'd like that, but going off on an adventure with strangers? Ugh. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Heading for the clouds, huh? That sounds like... Oh, there is a little mouse. That sounds like quite something. I'll better stock the hold. I bet they'll come this way. You know what? You should join them. Come see me, too. You don't have any excuses since you're out of a job. It would be a nice change from the few stray travelers that still come by. Hey, that's the other day another climber got stuck at Weeping Rock Pass. I had to go fetch them. If only you could have seen them. Stupid enough to eat hay, as they say around here. Okay, it's settled. I'll be waiting for you. I'm guessing one of these people lives at sea and the other one is coming to, like, lives on the tower? Like, I'm guessing that's what's going on here. Is there a way over there? Logbook 12 octaves after the Jusant. I'm finally leaving. I'm so happy I could sleep a wink. I couldn't sleep a wink. At the old harbor master's office, a note caught my eye. It sounded like poetry. Expedition to the clouds. Seeking hope and water. Join us at 12 octaves. Becca and Arlo farm. Highland to journey together. After spending so long marinating and trying to find meaning in life, it'll do me good to see the world, as Emma would say. Hopefully we'll be stopping by her hut. Just the thought of seeing her again is enough to tell me I'm making the right decision. With any luck, there'll be other adventurers leaving from low tide. I don't want to make my way to the meeting point with the rest of the expedition all by myself. The only time I ever left here was for the harvest festivals, when I was just a small fry, so an expedition like this is no small matter. They want to set sail for the clouds. Oh no, my parents? I forgot about them. What am I going to tell them? Hey folks, I'm off to an adventure. See you around if and only if I make it back alive. Of course, Bianca dear, don't forget to bring snacks. I'd better not say anything, and I should bring snacks. What else? What do people normally take on this type of trip? One thing's for sure, what's a journey without a logbook? I've got it covered. I plan to make like the expeditions that set off for the salt plain in search of springs. I'm going to scatter my journal entries along the way for anyone who might come after us, starting with this message. Farewell, my lighthouse. You welcomed me with wonder and have kept me company as I've pondered too much. You've always been there for me. I'm leaving you to the beaks who will watch over you from the sky, and to watch over this message, I'm leaving one of my creations. Adventure calls, Bianca. Alright. Oh, that's lovely. How do I get then? If that's blocked off. I mean, I guess I could try to... That's not gonna work, is it? Oh, you can climb up here. Oh, come on. Grab it. No, you can. There we go. Okay, that's on the other side there. Well, where does this want me to go? Okay, we've got a foothold. I wonder if I could rip that platform there. If I could get the right momentum. Got it. Nice. Oh. And latch there, just in case. Here's the thing. I asked Mo for help, but it's no use. The door won't budge. There's no way of knowing how its inner mechanisms work. Does it have anything to do with the lost ocean? Mo isn't much of a handyman either, but you'd think we would have been able to figure it out between the two of us. He had to weigh anchor. A date, he said. It's true, he did seem rather depressed, rather dressed up to tinker around. Rather perfumed, too. None of this answers my questions. I've explored you from deck to hold, and I'm no further along than when I started. I still don't know what you could have been used for. My lighthouse? Your paintings seem to allude to water falling from the sky, but that's pretty vague. Now what am I supposed to do? Are these letters from two different time periods? Jaguar says more deep mess. That ninja rope is so cool. I wish I had something like it in IRL. I wish I could trust a rope that much. I wish I had as much faith in a rope as this character clearly does. If you could be any RPG character, which one would you be and why? That is so vague, I wouldn't even know how to answer that truthfully. Oh, little blue guy. Hello, blue guy. Jaguar says I'd be an Animal Crossing villager because I'd be in a community and debt didn't really matter. Merchant says same here, the chill vibe of Animal Crossing is so desirable. Honestly, living in a debt-free society would just be enough. So Animal Crossing definitely has its perks there. You mean I could pay off my loans in like a week from just collecting bugs and playing outside? So what did blowing in that horn actually do? Chapter 2, Migration. Well, if we just made it to Chapter 2, this might be a good time to take our break. But I think I want to climb up this first. By using your companion, you can see your objective as well as some location of some collectibles. Oh, okay. That's neat. Oh, you can't tell me there's nothing in this cave. Oh, there is. What is this? Can I do something to interact with this? Oh, yeah, maybe I can do that. Yep. Echo from the past. Activate a fresco. Alright, I think this is a good place for us to take a break. I'll come back in 5-10 minutes and, you know, get some water, take it easy, chill, and I'll see you in a few. All right, everybody, and we are back. And here we are. Hope everybody got water, took care of themselves. Jaguar says, answer community question when we get back. Merchant says, sounds good. Make tea. I hope you're enjoying your tea. Hello and welcome, Gangle. Sorry about the ad. Highly encourage the ad blocker if you're able to. They do still work. Gangle says, I hope it's fine. I hope it means you get a cut. I'm probably sure I get a fraction of a penny these days. So does it want me to go up that way? Or does it want me to go up this way? Does it matter which way? I am going to hang and rest for a second. Okay, made it up here. Oh, okay, so you can see items like that. That's useful. How do I get to that? I want that. Wonder, is there a way to climb up to that? either that or I have to get a little higher and then swing. That could work. Hold on. Well, if I were to... How low can I... Almost got that. Oh, oh. Hold on. I made it. I made it. I made it. Ha! Got it. Ooh. Community question, says Jaguar. What video game feature do you wish you had? IRL. Keep answer PG. To be able to carry a backpack without it looking bulky or be heavy AF. Easy and quick transport. You all mentioned good trustworthy rope. Anything else? I mean, hammer space would be pretty useful. Merchant says, I like how this game handles elevation heights in a non-anxiety inducing ways. Well, relatively non-anxiety inducing. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the rope is 100% secure definitely is game changing. I've held my breath a little bit during the game, but that's also because I'm kind of playing it. Moving sail, carabiners, fish hooks, sound shells to give away, swap for provisions, repairs and mending, nets, harnesses, bubble stitch, sand stitch, any type of knitting, ask for NEO. Medallion, lost medallion, shiny round, it's not valuable, but I'm sad it's gone, reward cake. Job wanted, housework and pebble sitting, choco sitting and babysitting, accepting all vertical work, renovating, decorating, drywalling. Volunteers wanted for expedition to the clouds, seeking hope and water. Join us at 12 octaves, Becca and Arlo's farm. Highfield to journey together. Beware of heat stroke. Double shuttle service to Primarola Oasis. Can hearing small bundles, litters, packages, no animals. That is adorable. Why is companion so cute? Jaguar says, I think knowing the rope is secure is a huge factor in reducing the anxiety. For me as well. Auntie Ida, you have to talk to them. I want to go on an expedition to the desert too. Everyone always says I'm too young. I don't care. Nil's going, and he's only a bit bigger than me. Plus, he's mean. I have to stay at the port gathering stinky old seaweed and doing my homework. I bet cleaning the canals with you would be more fun. I want to see what else is out there, but my parents never want to let me leave the village. Can you talk to them, please? Oh, Dee, believe me, sweetie, you wouldn't have much fun scraping the pipes of the Great Basin, that's for sure. You won't like what I'm about to say, but be patient. You have plenty of time to grow up. We'll be sailing off to the plains soon enough. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, though, but we have no choice. But to go with your parents. So best not to quarrel with them in the meantime. I don't fancy crossing the plain with the three scowling faces. Your favorite auntie. Jaguar says video game feature that would be nice to be able to change your gender, no questions asked and no consequences. Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good one for a lot of people. I don't think it would help me too much, but definitely would help some people. Scare more than 10 chocos back to their burrow? Wait, what does that mean? So want me to go up here then? This octave, we are celebrating the safe return of Expedition 34 to the port. The expedition was led by Corey, who once again braved a horizontal world. We are proud to welcome these children of Flow Tide, who are returning with a priceless treasure back among us. The members of Expedition 34, descendants of the celebrated Her, Iga, and Ime, who were the first to venture out onto the Great Plain in search of the Lost Ocean, walked further than any ever have before, and were finally able to find a new spring after numerous failed expeditions. A fresh start for many villages who've been waiting their turn since the furnaces and Firmarolia Oasis hit their population limits. A welcome reception will be held next sleep. The collective of former expeditionaries has made its best seaweed pie. Bring your own beverages. Umbrella Gazette, issue 43, non-octaves in 1/3 after the Jusant. In this issue, we'll be taking a long look at the creatures that gave this near-cyclical publication its name, Umbrellas. While they've come up before in our issue on Endangered Tunnel with Wildlife, in our special edition, Inhabitants of the Great Reservoir, we've never dedicated an entire section to them. It's high time we rectified that. Gorillas are best known for their slow and majestic flight. However, they begin their lives clinging to rocks in the first stage of their life cycle. They resemble flowers known as shrinklets. From within the shrinklets come sparks, small glowing creatures that fly through the darkness of the caves and tunnels in groups. How many octaves does it take for a spark to grow into a umbrella? How long do umbrellas live? Has anyone ever seen one die? Much has been forgotten about umbrellas, despite them being witnesses to the tower's ancient past. At the time of writing, they've almost completely disappeared. We only know about sparks from children's stories. They're said to kidnap naughty children, and shrinklet sightings are exceptionally rare, only occurring in the remotest tunnels. In the following pages, we've attempted to piece together some facts about them. Did you know, based on the information we've gathered from the team of water surveyors, who sometimes encounter these creatures on their maintenance rounds, and who we are very grateful to, being near sparks makes you feel weightless, so be sure to behave yourself, kids. Let's hope that the drop in activity in recent cycles will give shrinklets, sparks, and umbrellas the peace and quiet and space they need to thrive. Okay. Does that mean we're gonna have, like, floatless stuff going on soon? turn an altar. Logbook, 12 octaves and 1 prime after the Jusant. Usually just getting to low tide from my old lighthouse is an expedition for me. It's hard to believe that this time the adventure was just getting started. At the meeting point, I found myself waiting with Met, a young woman from these parts. Well, younger than me anyway. Her parents have already left, but like other people our age, she wanted to stay, make ripples with the older generation. Leaving my family nest is no easy thing. I don't know Met well, but we already have something in common, the widening gap between us and our parents. She seemed relieved to see me. For once, I was lost for words. Smiling awkwardly, still red from the exertion of getting there, with my pack all undone and my hair sticking up every which way, probably. Nice one, Bianca, not socially awkward at all. But I was just as relieved as she was to know I wouldn't be sailing alone. To my surprise, old soul joined us too. I don't think we'd exchanged a single word before now. Will an old schooner like him be able to keep up? Ever since I was little, Soul's always been the old hermit who lives up on high. He used to scare me. He would come down to port sometimes like a spider sliding down a silk thread. The other kids would have, I would have fun running away screaming at the sight of him. Even now my knees started quaking as I saw him lumbering towards me. We set off as a group of 3 since no one else came to join our crew. I soon realized I'd been worried for nothing. Sol leads the way, an odd figure with nimble feet who climbs the cliffs with amazing ease. Met follows behind, brimming with energy. Suddenly I feel like the old one. Dearest Met, you'll probably laugh at what I'm about to say, but I wish I were a Choco. Nothing to do but be round, fluffy, and cute the whole sleep long. No job, no existential crisis about the future. It'd be more relaxing than going door to door. But someone has to bring the old folks water, and I never would have believed it, but I've grown fond of them. Remember old Coco? She made me listen to and dust off her shell collection. She's as deaf as a post, so someone should listen to them once in a while, she said. One of the shells almost crumbled to dust. They miss the ocean just like we do. Are things any better with your family? Are they still upset? No need to tell me if it's too difficult to talk about. I may not be there to support you, but I'm sending waves your way. That Coco, still I admire you. I definitely wouldn't have the patience. Things with my parents are still choppy. They let the ocean disappear. But they don't want to understand what happened. We're not responsible, they always say. They've left for the Cauldron's oasis. They'd requested the furnaces so they could join some friends of theirs, but spots are hard to come by. At least things have calmed down for me since they left. I feel as light as can be. Maybe I should go on a trip too. So did they have their own, like, equivalent of climate change where they made the ocean disappear? I feel like that's what's happening in this game right now. There's nothing. Oh, there's a fresco down there. Oh, that's not creepy at all. I literally couldn't see in there. Ooh, what's in here? Pardon me, but I noticed I stopped receiving my newspaper. Is there anything I should do? Could this be an oversight on your part? While I'm at it, I should mention that I really enjoyed your article on the Choco Show, Soul KK. Greetings. As you know, there isn't enough water left for the postal relays to function. Too few pebbles available to deliver the paper in good condition. Because of this, the Voice of Ravine's team has decided to cease publication. Although our desire to inform our readers is stronger than ever, we haven't yet decided what form our daily paper will take in light of this new situation. Thanks for your feedback on the show. I've always enjoyed covering that event. Let's hope we get an opportunity to discuss again one day. When there's no water, everything seems so fragile, doesn't it? Sure does. Can't have life without water, really. Jaguar says, I'm trying to imagine seaweed pie. Would it be like custard or like a shepherd's pie? I know I mentioned this in the server already, but Uncle Bernie spoke really well the other night when he had the floor. He spoke very eloquently and passionately about the oligarchy. I was very happy to see someone else especially at that level, call it out, and of course he would. He gave a good definition and then examples on how we have that going on right now, and then subtly, not so subtly, called out how the government has billionaires running things. I wish more Dems were like that and not bought out or trying to be oligarchs themselves, or trying to play nice or whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, is a lot of them are, as you said, bought out. And it's kind of functioning like a controlled opposition. Richie, I've never seen so many people coming down from the heights, and some are stopping in low tide. Maybe my situation's not so hopeless after all. The ocean provides for a patient heart, as my mother used to say. Maybe I'll finally manage to meet someone. It's been slim pickings here, apart from old Yam, maybe. He makes my heart flip with his dimples, calloused hands, and that plaid shirt he always wears. Yam, the baker? I hope you're joking. I can never tell when you're pulling my leg. Anyway, I'm leaving the tower too. Soon, Bassa. Sorry, Bassa. I don't know how else to tell you. I wish we could clip our carabiners together like we used to before running aground on the old pier. I wish I could convince you to come with me, but that's how it is. I'm crewing up with the neighboring village. They found me a spot as one of their peddlers. We'll see each other again somewhere down on the plain, won't we? Don't be angry with me. I'll miss your letters. What's that I'm seeing up there? Is that a cave over there? shit. Nice. So clearly there was some sort of ocean, because that's like a whale-like creature. Or actually, that looks like the little companion thing on my back, on my side, but it looks massive. So maybe this thing was like a baby whale of some kind? Who knows? Jaguar says it's wild to me that we've had Bernie and a few other folks over the years holding back the Republicans. And now there's the squad, but like seriously, that's it? More folks should be up in arms. I think when Chuck Schumer did what he did and basically turncoated against the Dems, I'm pretty sure that solidified to me just how lost a lot of the Democratic Party is. And if anything is going to happen with a political solution through voting, it's going to involve getting a bunch of people stepping in and taking over positions from the Dems. And literally campaigning under the idea that the Dems have sold out. But unfortunately, it's really easy to get, you know, the next Christian Cinema or equivalent and have another person sell out. I'm glad you're enjoying the conversation, Merchant. The fact that only now are Dems talking about how politicians shouldn't be allowed to own stocks speaks volumes. Yeah, because most of them do. This has been an ongoing issue for a while, and it's only a handful of Dems that are still talking about it. It's not like it's all of them. It's not enough. I think there was a report that came out recently that I know we're not talking about a Dem right now with what I'm saying, but I think it was found that Marjorie Taylor Greene had basically quadrupled her wealth or something since taking office. Like, she was calling out Pelosi hard, but, you know, in that fake way that the Republicans do. But then has quadrupled her wealth in the meantime, in kind of the same way. Warren is solid on that, Pelosi, etc. Yep. I mean, this is, at the core of it, this is what happens when you have finances running a society. Instead of a society running itself for the people. Gingle, while I cannot confidently say that, you know, for reasons, your suspicion definitely, has some merit. Allegedly. Chapter 3, Solstice. What time is it? You know, I'm wondering, we're like at that awkward point where I could end the stream a little early. Because I don't want to start a chapter if we're not going to be able to finish it. Because I know this game only has like 5 or 6 chapters. And if this is going to be like a long one, I don't want to... I don't want to like go through part of it and then... So I'm kind of thinking that maybe we should end a little early. Oh, wow. I almost missed that. Logbook 12 octaves and 1/3 after the Jusant. This is an adventure, alright. I mean, fine, we've only just gotten started. We still haven't strayed off the beaten path, but for me this is huge. I can't wipe the smile off my face. I think I needed this. To feel the rocks under my hands, to experience something out of the ordinary, to move. I'm getting to know my companions better, though our chit-chat mainly revolves around which route to take to join the expedition. Met and Sol are already getting along like a house on fire. They can probably hear us laughing all the way down to on the salt plain. By embarking on this journey, Sol wants to try to return to the world of yesterday, and Met wants to save the world tomorrow. As for me, if I can just make it to Meeting Point alive, I'll be happy. I never dared leave my home before now. Well, leave for real without my parents. But I dreamed about it, having incredible adventures, finding a new port to call home, anywhere but low tide. I never really felt like I belonged there. Maybe I didn't try hard enough, spent too much time dreaming of far-off places. But what is there for me back in low tide, apart from empty houses and questions without answers? It was high time to give something else a try. For me and Met, climbing's usually something we do when we have no other choice. To say we hesitate each time we have to launch ourselves into the open air with only our rope securing us is an understatement. But we encourage and belay each other. For Soul, it's a different story. He sets the route with incredible ease. He tells us about how he used to climb as a kid and gather seaweed with his parents. That was before the Jusant. Another era. Since then, he's seen the drought slowly transform the tower into a desert. Soul reminds me of the sailors from the stories you sometimes hear, the ones who can't get used to the inertia of the tower after spending their entire lives on the waves. Soul himself is definitely ungainly when it comes to walking, which terrified us as kids, but when he climbs, he's as nimble as the soar I tried to carve. Merchants asked what type of tea was it. It's a tea called Black Gold. So the question now is, do we continue our climb for another, let's say, half hour, or do we call it here? Also, what is down there? Is that lead back to the previous section? It looks like it. There's also this cave here. Oh, tower thingy. I guess I have to take that other path. Like that little zipline thing. Just make sure there's no other secrets in here. We'll take the zip line. Looks like the next big thing is up. Good pausing here until next week or whatever you decide. Well, we took the zip line down. So that might make it a good spot to stop. Because I don't think there's any getting back there. But yeah, I agree, this area is beautiful. Any last points we want to cover before we wrap up then? And we'll resume here next time? Jaguar says, stay strong everyone, remember that resistance looks different and takes on different forms. Just Burchin says, just glad to enjoy the stream with everyone here, nice way to end the week with a relatively good note. Yours is valid. Agreed. Well, with that said, I will see you all next Sunday. We'll continue more of Jusant, and until then, I hope you all have a good one. With that said, I'll give you 5 minutes if you want to talk at all, but my name is Anarchist Terra. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.